بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اقرأ باسم ربك الذي خلق خلق الإنسان من
العالمين. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على عبدك ورسولك نبينا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأتباعه إلى يوم الدين. أما بعد. Praise be to Allah, the Lord of mercy, most gracious, the most merciful. May the peace and blessings of Allah continuously shower upon our leader, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his family, the companions, and the generality of Muslims. May Allah increase us in knowledge and guidance. May Allah bless us and bless our families. May Allah make this gathering beneficial to us in this world and hereafter. May Allah overlook our shortcomings. May Allah make Quran our intercessor on the day of resurrection. Ameen. We are still in Surah Yunus, Quran chapter 10 of the glorious Quran. We are at verse 77. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala here is discussing with us the story of Prophet Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, and he wants us to learn from it. The Quran is a message to mankind. Allah wants us to learn from it so that we can live a better and prosperous life, and so that we can find pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. At verse 77 where we stopped, Allah Azza wa Jalla says, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم فلما جاءهم الحق من عندنا قالوا إن هذا لسحر مبين قال موسى أتقولون للحق لما جاءكم أسحر هذا ولا يفلح الساحرون. Verse 76. Allah says, فَلَمَّا جَاءَهُمُ الْحَقُّ مِنْ عِنْدِنَا. When the truth came to them from us, قالوا إن هذا لسحر مبين. These people said, this is indeed a clear magic. This indeed is clear magic. That is what Prophet Musa alayhi salatu wasalam brought to them. They called it magic, sorcery. Verse 77, Allah says, Qala Musa, Prophet Musa now said, he exclaimed, أَتَقُولُونَ لِلْحَقِّ لَمَّا جَاءَكُمْ. Is this what you say about the truth when it came to you? Would you call the truth magic? أَسِحْرٌ هَذَا. Can this be magic? وَلَا يُفْلِحُ السَّاحِرُونَ. Is this magic? وَلَا يُفْلِحُ السَّاحِرُونَ. When we know that the magicians will never be successful. How can this be magic when the magicians are destined never to be successful? They will not prosper. How can I practice magic if magicians will not prosper? In this verse 76 and 77, we came across several things which we discussed last week. Let me repeat some of them. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, when the truth came to them, they said, min indina, from us. When Allah uses plural for himself, we have said each time without number that the plural that Allah uses for himself is the plural of respect, not plural of number. It is plural of respect, not plural of number. We have it in Yoruba and in many other languages. Meaning dinner from us, when the truth came to them from us. He said, this is plain magic. Last week I said we should be careful of propaganda. People can use propaganda in order to mislead you. to misinform you, to miseducate you. Propaganda, they will advertise it, they will talk about it, they will emphasize it, especially by using the media today, until the wrong thing looks like a good thing, and you won't even bother believing it or practicing it. That is what they use today in order to beautify heresies and to beautify sins for us. They call it another name. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said in one hadith that the time is coming when people are going to make halal what Allah has made haram by branding it good names, by giving it good names. What Allah has made halal haram, they will make it halal by giving it good names. Good names. Yesterday, when I was coming back from around the Sherry, I passed one of the roads where the cleaners were working. I saw at the back the tag at the back of some of them. The roads highway manager. So normally I'm a manager. The way on the highway manager. You know, it looks so diplomatic. It looks polite. Yeah, what's your work? I'm a highway manager, but it's it's cleaning the road. So something like this. The Prophet ﷺ said, "The time is coming when people will beautify or will want to force wrong things on you by using good names for them. So let's be careful of propaganda. People of Prophet Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, they use it to mislead their people from following Prophet Musa alayhi salatu wasalam. He came with the truth. Instead of them to see what he brought as the truth, they said it's magic. And people accepted that. They call it magic. So they follow them on this. So let's be careful about magic. About propaganda. You see it on the media, news that is not even true at all. You did it from several media outlets. You think that is the truth, which is not the case. You should be careful. So verse 77, Prophet Musa said, "You say this to the truth that has come to you. So if you are on the truth and people use bad names for you, you don't have to boast. You don't have to be dissuaded or discouraged as long as you know that you are on the truth. Whatever name may brand you, you don't have to bother about the name people call you." Prophet Musa والسلام, they refers to his message as magic. And it's something that he hated so much. This is why he said, is this what you say about the truth that has come to you? How can this be true? How can this be magic? And magicians will never prosper. He was surprised, was perturbed. How would people say this about the truth? So you don't have to bother, you don't have to worry, don't be perturbed that you are given negative names or insulting names because you stand by the truth. There's a practice, there's an age-old practice, a very long practice that people will use bad names for you in order to do what? To discourage you from what you are standing upon and to discourage others from following your example. You should not be discouraged. They may call you fanatic, they may call you a fundamentalist, they may call you an extremist, a terrorist, tabligh, ya sunnah, ya kinikan, assalamu alaikum, oríṣiríṣi orúkọ. You don't have to bother about people. Just make sure you are on the truth. Madam, when you're alone, when you come and visit someone, when you come and visit someone, go back and say, Allah can say, Lelumi, Wala yuflihu sahirun. Then from this we learn that magicians will not prosper. Wala yuflihu, la yuflihu. Normally you need sorry. ọlọ́run láwọn kan bẹ́ẹ̀ ń bì fún nítorí rẹ̀ o kọ́lọ́ má fi wá sínú wọn o àwọn owó wá ní wala yuflihu sahirun. Magicians will not prosper. What is magic? What is sorcery? We discussed this last week. How can you recognize a sorcerer, a magician? How can you recognize him? We discussed that last week. We mentioned certain signs to see in a person, know that this person is a magician. So we should be careful. I mentioned especially anyone you go to and ask for the name of your mother, or you ask for the name of the mother of the concerned person. That person is a magician. Any person you go to and he is telling you about certain things that are hidden, then definitely you must be careful about the person. Is likely going to be a magician who is using the jinn, the demons, to know some secrets, parts of your life, so that you will respect him and you will worship him. Anyone go to and ask you to bring the trace of a particular person, bring some of his clothes, his hair, or to go to where people pathway to get some sand or to get certain things for ritual. You must know that the person is a magician. Anyone who asks you to bring a particular animal or slaughter a particular animal and describes the animal to be completely black, completely white, to take the end, after that you slaughter that end and you prepare it in this way, in this manner. That person is not a righteous person. He is working with the devil. He is a demon. So you should not have anything to do with such a person. The same thing, anyone who tells you that he can kill another person for you, he can give you the ability to to be appointed into a particular position. He has a ritual to do for that, or he has something to give you for that. That person is a magician. You must not be close to that person. Gbogbo àṣejẹ ohun pátá ẹ má bá wọn jẹ o, àṣejẹ ni o. Bàbá ní akíní kan lẹ́sẹ̀ ẹ má wá jẹ ẹ má bá wọn jẹ o. Kò bá mu rárá nínú ẹ̀sìn. Don't put your trust on anything apart from Allah. Ìgbàlá lélòmí o lẹ́yìn Ọlọ́run. There was a day when Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, a companion of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, ìkan náà tó bá Nabi lò gbà sallallahu alaihi wasallam tó ń jẹ́ Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, ó wá rí ìyàwó rẹ̀ ó so okùn kan márùn-ún, ó so okùn kan wà lọ́rùn rẹ̀. So he saw his wife with a rope tied to her neck. Abdullah ibn Mas'ud came close to her. Ó wá súnmọ́, ó wá fa kíní ẹ̀ lọ́rùn rẹ̀ báyìí. Ó wá ní, my wife, what is this? Ìyàwó mi ò lè ní tó so mọ́rùn yìí. Ó ní, wọ́n ṣiṣẹ́ síbẹ̀ fún mi ni. Wọ́n ṣiṣẹ́ síbẹ̀ fún mi ni nítorí kí nǹkan bá ṣe mí. So something, it's a charm, it's a talisman, that's an amulet that is meant for protection. So mama fi sọ́run ni, bí ìdálóyìn máa fi sínú àpò, ọlọ́yìn máa fi sí bíṣọ́ọ̀bù, ọlọ́yìn máa rí mẹ́lẹ̀, ọlọ́yìn máa fi ń kọ́ mọ́tò, ọlọ́yìn máa fi ń kọ́lé. Abdullah ibn Mas'ud took this thing and he cut it into pieces. Ó já kìíní náà ìgbà ó wá yá, ó já pátápátá, ó sọnù. Ó ní, eléyìí ìfẹ́ fi kó bá mi ni. This is not good in our religion. It is unacceptable. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Inna ruqa wa tamaima wa tiwala shirik." Inna ruqa, incantations, wa tamaima, and amulets or talisman, wa tiwala, and love charm. Shirik, ebonio. The shirik is ascribing partners with Allah. Into mulawai, to fi kọ́rùn yẹn, o mọ̀ pé o ti wá orúkọ Ọlọ́run nìyẹn. Ó sọ pé inú gbàgbọ́ títí ẹ àwọn kankan ń bẹ tọ́lọ́run máa ń ṣe ìtògbó nìkan kọ́ ló lè ṣe é. Àwọn nǹkan míì náà ń bẹ tán lè ṣe kí ni o, tán lè ṣe tọ́lọ́run ọba lè ṣe yẹ ìlú ẹ̀lú tí wọ́n sọ mọ́rùn yìí. Ọ̀mùkún tó túmọ̀ sí nìyẹn. it is okay, it is enough for you to say what the Prophet ﷺ taught us, Adhi bil bas, Rabban nas, washfi, anta shafi, la shifa'a, illa shifa'uka, shifa'an, la yughadiru saqama. Ó ní ìyẹn ti tó fún ẹ, àdúrà tánàbí fún ẹni tó fún wa nìyẹn. That's what the Prophet ﷺ gave us. If you have any spiritual challenge like this, put your hand on where you are having the pain, then you say, Adhi bil bas, Rabban nas, washfi, anta shafi, la shifa'a, illa shifa'uka, shifa'an, la yughadiru saqama. So, we all know the dua. You have to listen the dua, you have to know the dua. It's a dua one can say when you are sick. Tó bá ti rẹ̀, àdúrà tí yẹn máa ṣe kí ni o, tí yẹn máa ṣe ni. Ẹ jẹ́ ká jọ wí. Adhi bil ba'sa, Rabban nas, washfi, anta shafi, la shifa'a, illa shifa'uka, shifa'an, la yughadiru saqama. Let's learn the dua whenever we are sick or someone is sick. It's a dua you can say for the person. Adhi bil ba'sa, Rabban nas, washfi, anta shafi, la shifa'a illa shifa'uka, shifa'an, la yughadiru saqama. So Allah ni gbogbo àwọn ènìyàn wọn ò ní sórí o. Quran ló sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Wọ́n bá wọn ṣe dán o. Don't practice magic, don't practice sorcery. Ọlọ́run ti ní wọn ní sórí ire o. So all the ogun tá a máa ń ṣe yẹn ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ẹni dání o. Ẹ̀fọn máa ń pè ní àṣírí. Àṣírí náà máa ń pè yẹn àṣíhínú náà ní orí kí ni àṣírí. Àwọn tí náà ó ní àṣírí kan àṣírí kan ń bẹ lọ́dọ̀ ẹ̀. Àwọn àfa aláṣírí, àwọn àfihàn ní àṣíhírú ó ní àfa aláṣírí. Táwọn àfa àṣọ ní gbogbo tó bá ti ń practice magic, ó ní tó lè fi pààyàn, ó ní tó lè fi jàyàn wíìrì, ó ní tó fi lè ya ọ̀rẹ́. Mádàrí oní àkábá ó pọ̀ lóríṣiríṣi bẹ́yẹn. When you have all these charms, you are practicing magic. Magic ló ń ṣe o. Magic ló ń ṣe o. Àwọn àfáà ní kúfúrú ni o. It is an act of unbelief. Nígbà pé èèyàn ti di kèfèrí ni. Nígbà pé èèyàn ti di kèfèrí ni wọ́n ti máa ti bá wọn ṣe. Ẹ̀dá kan bá wọn tó wọlé o. Àwọn ọ̀lẹ́ àwọn bàbá aláwo. Ẹjadu ti Ọlọ́run ọba ni. Let's put our trust in our Lord Allah Azza wa Jalla. Wala yuflihu sahirun. Verse 78, Allah says, قالوا أجئتنا لتلفتنا عما وجدنا عليه آباءنا وتكون لهما الكبرياء في الأرض وما نحن لهما قالوا, they said, أجئتنا لتلفتنا عما وجدنا عليه آباءنا. Have you come to us to turn us away from that faith we found our fathers following? وَتَكُونَ لَكُمْ مَلِكِ بِرِيَاءُ فِي الْأَرْضِ, and that you too may have greatness in the land. وَمَا نَحْنُ لَكُمْ بِمُؤْمِنِينَ, we are not going to believe you. How nígbà ìgbọ́ tí n tẹ́ méjì fẹ́ ṣe ní pé àjíǹtàná ìwọ Mùsá wá bá wa lítẹ̀lifítàná amma wajadna alayhi abahana, in order to turn us away from what we found our fathers, our forefathers practicing. وَتَكُونَ لَكُمْ مَلِكِ بِرِيَاءُ فِي الْأَرْضِ, you want the two of you, you want to be great on the heart, you want to be great. You want greatness to be for you, that is leadership. You want to control people. You want following. We will not believe in you. In this verse, we can pick two things. One is, as I mentioned last week, we studied the Quran properly. We see about 7 reasons why people rejected the truth. 7 reasons why people rejected the truth. One of them is this: to think that what your fathers or your forefathers I've been doing should be the truth. And to believe that changing their way is like considering them as misguided, and you were not ready to accept that your forefathers were misguided. It's very difficult for many minds. It's very difficult for people to accept change. Change is very difficult for many people to accept. They don't want change. So people are sometimes to be stubbornly conservative. They don't want any change, even that change may be the right thing. So these people too, they resisted the change that Prophet Musa والسلام, brought. He said, no, how can you say that what our fathers, our forefathers have been practicing is wrong? How would you say that? So if you are accepting what you are saying and we are accepting Tawheed, it means we are condemning our fathers into hellfire. How would they be that? No, they will not accept. So be careful when you find your parents on certain things until you have confirmed the truth and you know that your fathers, your forefathers are practicing the truth. You should not be stubbornly clinging to what they actually practice. You should know the truth first. Ali ibn Abi Talib used to say, إِنَّكَ لَا تَعْرِفُ الْحَقَّ بِالرِّجَالِ اعْرِفِ الْحَقَّ تَعْرِفُ أَهْلَهُ. You may not necessarily know the truth by looking at the people. First, study and try to learn the truth. Know what the truth is. Then you know the people of the truth. Oh, le ma ododo ko lo pe ko ma wo awon eniyan. Kokolo ma ododo na. O ma obìnrin lo to wa se kini. Lo to wa ma eni awon eni ododo. I remember there was a time I was discussing Islam with somebody. I was preaching Islam to him. He was close to accepting Islam. All of a sudden, he mentioned that now you are talking about Islam. What you are saying about Islam is nice. But look at the Boko Haram. So it was a time when the atrocities of Boko Haram were very ripe and they were killing so many people. He said, look at the Boko Haram, look at the ISIS, look at that, look at that. And I told him, if you pay attention to what I've been saying, I've been discussing Islam. I'm not discussing the Muslims. I'm telling you about Islam. I'm not talking about people. I'm talking about a concept, a message. I'm not talking about people. That is one. So you listen along with me. Okay, yes. I said it's not every Nigerian that is patriotic. Not every Nigerian is patriotic. You see many people in Nigeria who are undermining the interest of Nigeria. They still remain Nigerians, even though they are doing things that are not that are to the detriment of the country. So the same thing, you can see Muslims who are not very committed to Islam. They do certain things that Islam has prohibited. They still remain Muslim, but that does not mean that that is Islam. So we should be very careful. What led us to that? These people said, how can you say that what our fathers have been practicing is wrong? So this is why I said, when you find your parents doing certain things, doesn't mean that the thing is the right thing to do until you have learned the truth and you know that they are actually doing what is wrong. That applies to our Islam in some cases. Sometimes there is Islam as it is and Islam as it ought to be. Islam means you are going to Islam kún sí ọ̀nà mélòó? Ọ̀nà méjì. Islam bá àti bánu àti Islam wípé bó ti yẹ orí náà. Àwọn Islam kan mẹ́ta kí bídí àti wọnú ẹ̀ lẹ́nu. For example, Maulid. Sára Islam ní abára Islam kọ́. Sára Islam ní abára Islam kọ́. To celebrate the birthday of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. If you are talking about Islam as it is, Maulid is part of it, Abi, because people have always celebrated Maulid. Gbogbo wa táwọn afáàṣẹ láti jọ yìí, kò túmọ̀ sí wíkẹ́ tó díjọ́ kejì kẹ́ tó máa láwọn èèyàn tó tún ta tébù síta pa àwọn ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ kíni, àwọn ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ Maulid. And Islam as it ought to be, Islam gẹ́gẹ́ sí ẹkọ́ orí lélẹ́ yìí, ó sì yẹ kí Islam orí ní pé kò sí Maulid níbẹ̀. Àbíbẹ̀ kọ́ ni, ló jẹ́ pé we have to know the truth. So we know that is when we are going to know the people of the truth. Èyí fi hàn mọ òdodo ń gbà mí o, wọ́n ọpọlọ mọ òdodo náà, gbà ló tó wá máa gbà ló wà lórí òdodo. Wọ́n ní wọ́n takùn lakum al-kibriya, he wants people to be following you. Famana lakum al-mu'minin, we will not obey you. This is arrogance, because they know that definitely when they accept the message of Prophet Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, they will have to be his followers, and they don't want to be a follower of Musa alayhi salatu wasalam. Ìyàwó nínú àwò káàtì àwọn olóhùn gba Islam tí a ní Musa gbé wá ń sìn. Tó túmọ̀ sí pé Musa ló máa wá di kí ni? Ó máa wá di aṣáájú fún gbogbo àwọn nínú ìlú. Arrogance. They look down on the truth. And on Prophet Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, ara tó kó bá àwọn èèyàn nìyẹn o. If you want to know reasons why people rejected the truth in the past until today, ara ẹ̀ náà ni kí ni? Ara ẹ̀ náà ni arrogance. Kéèyàn jọra yẹn lójú pé èmi, aha, náà ni o. That's why scholars would say, ithnani la yata'allamani, mustahin wa mustakbirun. Àwọn méjì kan la yata'allamani, wọn ò lè kẹ́kọ̀ọ́. Mustahin, ẹni tí ń tijú, wa mustakbirun, àtẹni tó jọra ẹ̀ lójú. Ẹni tí ń tijú, ọgbà, àwọn yóò máa wò mí, they'll be looking at me. Kí ló kọ́kọ́ kọ́ àyàn ń wẹ̀? You are not serious. If you are serious, why would you care about people looking at you? Something that is beneficial to you, you say people will be looking at you, it's not your business. Then, mustakbirun, ẹni tó jọra ẹ̀ lójú, arrogance, tó jọra ẹ̀ lójú pé ní níwájú pẹ́ta àwọn kéèké, ó máa wá kọ́ máa jọ kọ́ kéwú. Àbí ẹni tó wọ́n pé èmi, ọmọ ike ní máa wá kọ́ mi ní kéwú, ojú mi náà ìdí ìyá rẹ̀, ọ̀rọ̀ sójú mi náà ìdí ìyá rẹ̀ kọ́ ilé yìí o, ọ̀rọ̀ kò fẹ́ mú òdodo ní o. It's like a doctor and a patient. You think you are a professor, for example, ọwárí doctor, wọ́n náà ló kọ́ nígbà tó wà ní primary. As a professor, this boy, I'm the one who taught him when he was in the primary. I will now be lying down in front of him. If you cannot, if you don't want the doctor, even though because you are the one who taught him when he was small, so the big doctor, ọ̀dọ̀ tó lè gbogbo lábẹ́rẹ́ pé ọmọ ìkiri ìtàmà nínú nígbà tó wà ìkiri onímọ̀ agúnmi lábẹ́rẹ́ padà sílé òjòkún lé jẹ́jẹ́ pẹ̀lú ààrẹ rẹ̀ tó dàtí ọmọ adún rẹ̀ kò ní sí kíní o ní ogún lábẹ́rẹ́. You now see how it looks like. So don't be arrogant when it comes to where you can learn the truth. Ìjọ ẹni lójú ló kó bá ẹlòmíì ló fi jálá ìmàtàn dè ní elémi. Ìjọ ẹni lójú ibi tó ti lè kẹ́kọ̀ọ́ wà, ibi tó ti lè rí mà ó wà, ṣùgbọ́n jọ rẹ̀ lójú kò ní jọ kí ó. That's what affected these people too. What happened and happened here we have, then we will now be following you people. We will be following you Musa and Harun. Amawatele Igbagba. Rárá o, àwọn olè ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ o, ara tó kó bá wọn nìyẹn o. So let us be careful as well. About when you see an opportunity to learn, please be a student where you can learn. Abu Darda, one of the companions of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, used to say, "Ubudu aliman, aw muta'alliman, aw sa'ilan, wa la takun rabian, fatahlik." Ubudu aliman, try to be a scholar. That you become a knowledgeable person. Please strive towards becoming a knowledgeable person, a scholar. Aw muta'alliman, or you try to remain a student of knowledge. Or a questioner. Don't be the fourth, so that you not knowing yourself. Can you man sobe no àwọn ti lọ ipe jẹ́ kan nu àwọn nǹkan mẹ́ta yìí má jẹ́ lẹ́kẹ̀rin o nínú kó jẹ́ ní mímọ̀ alhamdulillah Ọlọ́run ti wá ṣe mi na ní mímọ̀ báyìí gbìyànjú bó ṣe wà nínú àwọn ẹni mímọ́ tó ìbá wá ṣe ní mímọ́ wà nínú àwọn tí ó máa jẹ́ tí ó máa wá mímọ́ ìyẹn máa wá mímọ́ tí yóò kú láyé ni ọ̀tọ̀ yìí máa tán ẹni tó bá lóun ti máa tán tanra rẹ̀ ní o jọ ẹni lójú ni ẹni tó bá lóun ti máa tán ìyẹn máa ń kẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ní tí yóò kú láyé nínú kó jẹ́ tí ó máa wá mímọ́ ẹlẹ́ẹ̀kẹta ni jẹ́ tí ó máa béèrè nínú kó jẹ́ ní mímọ́ abẹ́ tí ó máa wá mímọ́ abẹ́ tí ó máa béèrè wàlá takùn rọ́bíà má jẹ́ lẹ́ẹ̀kẹrin o ilẹ̀ lẹ́ẹ̀kẹrin òkèwú kò béèrè òkèwú kò béèrè má jẹ́ lẹ́ẹ̀kẹrin àwọn àfáà kan wà kan jẹ́ kí kò béèrè o orúkọ ilé títí wọ́n ni òkèwú kò béèrè ìyẹn ní pé kò mà kò sì ní béèrè ẹlẹ́ẹ̀kẹrin nìyẹn wàá parun o wàá tẹ́ o àyìmọ̀kan ló sọ àwọn àkàndèrò ẹ̀yìn láyé àyìmọ̀kan ni ó sọ àwọn àkàndèrò ẹ̀yìn lọ́run báyìí mọ̀kan sọ àwọn àkàndèrò ẹ̀yìn láyé pé kálẹ̀mí náà kàwé dáadáa ni náà irú òpó tí wọ́n ń jà sí nínú bá ti tèmí náà síbì kan kálẹ̀mí náà kéwú dáadáa ni if I've been more educated than this I would have been here I would have been there yeah that's what will happen in the hereafter as well ẹ̀dùn ní kálẹ̀mí náà kéwú dáadáa ni kéwú náà bọ́ lọ́nà kéwú náà ṣe bá ti máa ń gbọ́ wá sí ni my status hereafter will have been better than this. I will have been elevated to higher ranks than this. Ẹ má jẹ́ ajẹ́rú ẹ̀yìn o. Yé ní mímọ́, àbí kó jẹ́ tí ó máa wá mímọ́, àbí kó jẹ́ tí ó máa béèrè. Má jẹ́ lẹ́ẹ̀kẹrin o. Kò má wàá parun o. Wàtàkùn lakum al-kibriya, àmọ́dá lakum al-mu'minin. Verse 79. وقال فرعون ائتوني بكل ساحر عليم. Then Firaun said, bring me every well-versed sorcerer. Every well-versed sorcerer. Ẹlọ́bà ń kún wá gbogbo àwọn tí wọ́n jẹ́ ògúnná gbòǹgbò níbi pé à ń ṣe síhìrù yìí, níbi pá ń yíwọ́ padà yìí, ẹbà ń wá wọn wá. Instead of them to accept the truth from Prophet Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, he was challenging Prophet Musa alayhi salatu wasalam. So Firaun said, Musa, you don't have anything to prove yourself superior to any of us. All that you are doing is just magic. We can do what is better than that. We have people who are more proficient than you. Mujisa mẹ́sàn ọlọ́run fún Ànábì Musa alayhi salatu wasalam. Mujisa mélòó? Mẹ́sàn. Allah gave him 9 signs. Allah says, وَلَقَدْ آتَيْنَا Musa. 9 آيات بينات فاسأل بني إسرائيل. Aya mẹ́sàn ní tí yóò rí rú ẹ̀rí ọlọ́run fún Ànábì Musa alayhi salatu wasalam. If you are not in this one has come from Allah. Allah gave him 9 miracles. He demonstrated them one after the other in different ways to show Firaun he was a prophet of Allah. Firaun rejected everything, even though he knew that Prophet Musa was on the truth. He knew. Because Prophet Musa told him, أَقَدْ عَلِمْتَ مَا أَنزَلَ هَٰؤُلَاءِ إِلَّا رَبُّ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ بَصَائِرَ. Wọ́n náà máa Firaun. Ó mọ̀ pé gbogbo tí mò ń ṣe yìí, ẹ̀dá kò lè dá sí. Ọba tó dá sánmà àtìlẹ̀ lónìí, olóṣè kí ni? Olú fún mi lágbára tí mò ń ṣe yìí. Ọkàn jọ́rẹ̀ lójú ni agídí tó ń lò Firaun. Firaun náà ni máa pa Musa. Ọ̀rọ̀ pípa kọ́ ilé yìí pẹ́kọ̀ ronú sí tí mo ń sọ ní oríṣi sáyìn mẹ́sàn-án. Do we know the signs? Tá a máa àwọn àmì mẹ́sàn-án ni àwọn mọ̀jísà tọ́lọ́ fánà ní Musa alayhi salatu wasalam mẹ́sàn-án tí ó sáà mọ̀ wọ́n tànú bá mẹ́dá fún bẹ̀. One of the signs of Prophet Musa alayhi salatu wasalam. Kò fi lásàmẹ́ntì kan jẹ ẹjọ́ àbíbẹ̀ ẹ̀kọ́ tẹ́ ti ṣe. Last week I said we should find the meanings of Musa and Harun. I want to see one for me. Musa and Harun. And what again? What does that mean again? The population of Muslims in Nigeria. Okay, I'll be in the Paris, inshallah. Okay, you don't find last assignment to me. Allah gave Prophet Musa alayhi salatu wasalam 9 signs. And in Messan, 9 miracles. Allah gave Prophet Musa alayhi salatu wasalam. Kill our message, Sana. Ẹjẹ́ kí n dápọ̀ mẹ́ta ń bẹ̀, ẹ̀nà tí ẹ̀lẹ́ dápọ̀, ẹbá ń dápọ̀ ẹ̀kan. Mention one. The water turned into blood, frogs. Oh, it's a casualty of it's a capital on Kubi. If you can better on Kubi, bound to take it to Surah to the Arab. Allah mentions some of these signs in a particular. وقالوا ما تأتنا به من آية نتخذنا بها فما نحن لك بمؤمنين فأرسلنا عليهم الطوفان والجراد والقمل والضفادع والدم آيات مفصلات فاستكبروا الله نقول ما هم نبيه سورة الأعراف بكتام على اليوا تمام لو أمبر أرى the staff of Prophet Musa alayhi salatu wasalam ọ̀pá Ànábì Musa on the first sign tó ju kalẹ̀ báyìí tó di kíni tó di ejò tó lè ju oríṣiríṣi nǹkan ọ̀pá rẹ̀ ààrẹ one of the signs is his hand. Put your hand under your elbow or in your pocket. When you remove it from under your arms, put it under your arm. When you remove it, it turns white, very bright. Ara signs is the river that was divided into two, whereby Banu Israel were able to pass through the river to the other side, and in which Pharaoh and his people got drowned. So they are nine. Pharaoh rejected this. Allah says, Pharaoh said, bring me every well-versed sorcerer. And then Musa we have people who are more proficient than you when it comes to this sorcery, this magic. Also, magic Anabi Musa said, alayhi salatu wasalam. Aaron said, فَلَمَّا جَاءَ السَّحَرَةُ قَالَ لَهُم مُوسَىٰ مَا أَنتُم مُلْقُونَ. When the sorcerers came, Prophet Musa said to them, cast down what you want to cast. He sent to all provinces, bring me the best of your magicians. They were all gathered. Now Musa was alone, alayhi salatu wasalam. All the sorcerers were many, the experts in sorcery, magic, in witchcraft. They demonstrated different things. Prophet Musa said, I will not be the first to start. Start. Al-Kuma antum mulkun. Verse 81. فَلَمَّا أَلْقَوْا قَالَ مُوسَىٰ مَا جِئْتُم بِهِ السِّحْرُ إِنَّ اللَّهَ سَيُبْطِلُهُ إِنَّ اللَّهَ لا يصلح عمل المفسدين. فَلَمَّا أَلْقَوْا, when they had cast down what they wanted to cast, قَالَ مُوسَىٰ, Prophet Musa alayhi salatu wasalam said, مَا جِئْتُم بِهِ السِّحْرُ, what you have brought is sorcery, is magic, is witchcraft. إِنَّ اللَّهَ سَيُبْطِلُهُ, Allah will surely make it of no effects. Allah will destroy it. إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يُصْلِحُ عَمَلَ الْمُفْسِدِينَ, Allah does not set right the work of evildoers and the corrupt people. Allah will not set it right. Verse 82. وَيُحِقُّ اللَّهُ الْحَقَّ بِكَلِمَاتِهِ وَلَوْ كَرِهَ الْمُجْرِمُونَ, and Allah will establish and make apparent the truth by His words. وَلَوْ كَرِهَ الْمُجْرِمُونَ, even if the disbelievers and the polities, the sinners, if they hate it, Allah will establish the truth. Ododo fi ojú hàn, kódà bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe kí ni yóò ní dùn máa ń Ọlọ́run á fi òdodo á fi hàn. Wọ́n ní bí rọ́bà ológun ọdún, ọjọ́ kan kò sódán ní kí ni o, tòpòsì tó máa bá. Ọlọ́run á fi òdodo hàn, ẹ̀kọ́. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not tell us the details of what transpired between Prophet Musa alayhi salatu wasalam and Pharaoh here. The story of Prophet Musa alayhi salatu wasalam is one of the oft repeated stories in the Quran, because we have many lessons to learn from Prophet Musa. I think Prophet Musa is the most mentioned of all the prophets in the Quran. Tony, the most mentioned of all the prophets in the Quran, Prophet Musa. So the details, go to Surah Al-Shu'ara, Surah Al-A'raf, Surah Al-Qasas, and many other chapters of the Quran. You will see more details about this, what transpired, how the sorcerers, how they cast, what they cast, and what it's turned to, and what it's there. More detail you can find in Surah Al-Shu'ara, Surah Al-A'raf, Surah Al-Qasas, and yes, this Surah Al-Naml as well. What I want us to bring out from this is, one, Prophet Musa, when he was challenged, he was alone. He had many adversaries, those who were challenging him. He said they should be the one to start. This is a principle for us. If you are calling people to the truth, and it leads to a kind of dialogue, allow your opponents to speak first. You'll be able to analyze their points, and you know the best way to respond to each of them. You'll be able to assay. So you just try to listen first, so that you know how best to tackle and how best to approach their points. So you analyze everything, allow others to talk first when it comes to defending the truth, and it leads to dialogue or debate. Try not to be the first to talk. Let the other person talk first. After that, you now do what? You canvass your argument, and you try to see how you can establish the truth. That's what Prophet Musa did. Even though he himself was seriously afraid, Allah reassured him, La takhaf, innaka anta al-a'la. Surah Al-Taha as well, very interesting. Allah told him, don't be afraid, O Musa, you are going to triumph. I'm going to give you victory over them, because he was afraid. Èmi nìkan láàrin gbogbo àwọn eléyìí àtúntò àràtà ti dá yìí. Ọlọ́run ni Musa máa bẹ̀rù, ìwọ náà ni wàá borí wọn. Wa alqi ma fi yaminika talqaf ma sana'u innama sana'u kaydu sahirin wa la yuflihu as-sahiru haythu ata. Gbogbo tó ń ṣe òfútù bẹ́ẹ̀ tẹ̀ lásán ni, dùn tó wà lọ́wọ́ rẹ̀ wúlẹ̀ gbogbo ẹ̀mí. And that's what happened. He threw his staff and ọ̀pá yẹn gbogbo táwọn kan ń ṣe bá ń ṣe kalẹ̀ ó kó gbogbo ẹ̀mí pátá. Different animals that came out of their magic, their magic. So Prophet Musa, when he threw his staff, it consumed everything. People were surprised. They knew that no, this can never be sorcery. And Musa, when this happened, Allah says, all these sorcerers that were invited by Pharaoh, they all prostrated themselves to Allah before Musa. Gbogbo àwọn ẹni dẹ́yẹ pátá nígbà tí wọ́n rí tó ṣẹlẹ̀, tí wọ́n dá ọgbàrà tí wọ́n dá tán, tánàbí Musa ju ti tiẹ̀ lẹ̀ tó kó gbogbo tí wọ́n mì, gbogbo wọn fi orí kan lẹ́nu. Qalu amanna bi rabbil alamin, rabbi Musa wa Harun. We believe in the Lord of the Alamin, the Lord of the worlds, the Lord of Musa and Harun. Agba Ọlọ́run ọba gbọ́, ọba tó ní gbogbo ayé, ọba tó rán Nábì Musa àti Harun, agba Ọlọ́run ọba náà gbọ́. Gbogbo ṣe di Mùsùlùmí ni ẹ o. Níjọ́ náà, without any idea Muslim, see me see for you yonder, do you have to take permission before you embrace the truth? That's how Pharaoh was. A totalitarian, a despotic leader. You have to take permission before you become Muslim. People said no, we never take permission from you before we accept the truth. He killed all of them. We are not powerful. That's how they become martyrs. They never preached to Allah, but they were killed at the spot, and that's how they entered Jannah. In public. The second thing to bring out from this is this. Allah says, they are the verses that are often recited when someone is suffering, is having spiritual problem. Anyone who has been enchanted, and to one sasi, asasiwa o gusiwa, Allah ni amashini, kasimo ba wọn dé díẹ̀. Tó bá sì ṣẹlẹ̀, kámọ́ lè bá wọn adáhùn sí ìwọ Ọlọ́run ní ká sábì lọ́lọ́run ní ìwà pásà sí wa oògùn sí wa ààrẹ làwọn eléyìí ìdáwò rẹ̀ síhìrù ni wọ́n ń pe àṣà sí gbogbo àwọn ará nǹkan síyàn à ń fi nǹkan léyàn à ń sàṣíyàn ṣe síhìrù náà ni gbogbo àlìjẹun náà máa ń lò ẹni tó bá wá ṣe síhìrù fún ará yàtíyàn máa ń lò láti fi tú lélẹ́yìí àwọn àyà yìí ni a máa ń kà. How does it work? It works, it depends on your level of your iman and your trust in Allah. Bó bá ṣe nígbàgbọ́ nínú Ọlọ́run ọba tó àti nígbàgbọ́ bí ọba ṣe gbọ́kànlé Ọlọ́run ọba tó bẹ́ẹ̀ ni kí ti máa ń yára ṣiṣẹ́ tó. In most cases, if someone is possessed, is demon possessed, tálìjànú bá wà lára ènìyàn, àlìjànú yẹn ó lè wà lára èèyàn lọ́nà méjì. Àlìjànú máa ń wà lára ẹlòmíì nítorí pé wọ́n sà sí wọ́n ṣe síhìrù sí. Àlìjànú máa ń wà lára ẹlòmíì nítorí síhìrù nítorí pé àlìjànú yẹn ráyè wá pálá wọ ara rẹ̀ ni. Méjì ló máa ń ṣẹlẹ̀. Èyí tó burú jù bẹ́ẹ̀ òní tó jẹ́ pé àlìjànú wà lára ènìyàn nítorí pé wọ́n ṣe kíni wọ́n sà sí wọ́n ṣe síhìrù oní máa ń sọ̀rọ̀. Ẹ̀rí àlìjànú jáde tẹ́ ẹ̀ bá ti rí dáyẹ̀ tún bí tí wọ́n so sí ẹnìyẹn lè má ti gbádùn àlìjànú tó padà wá. Àlìjànú sì lè padà wá. The jinn can come back. If the demon has been tied to the person because of magic, witchcraft has been done somewhere, the jinn may still come back. I have an experience about this sometimes in Ramadan. When the person studied in the US, it was in the US that this jinn entered the person's body. We did the ruqyah here. All of a sudden, the jinn was speaking. As a ruqyah for any MB, àlìjànú yẹn bá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní sọ̀rọ̀. Ó ń sọ òyìnbó tó clear. Ó tún sọ Yorùbá jinlẹ̀. Gbogbo ẹ̀mọ́ fetí mi gbọ́. He was saying, please, what exactly do you want from me? Kí ló fẹ́ kí n ṣe gan-an? I want you to live in. How do you want me to live in? It's a contract. That was my sí irú wa ń bẹ̀. I can't live in, it's a contract. Olóhùn ò ní jáde torí pé kí ni contract eléyìí tí wọ́n gbé fún òun or wọ́n gbé fáwọn kan nípa òun. I spoke Yoruba, he spoke Yoruba. Later he began to cry. The person was crying, but you know that anything sunkún yẹn tí mo jòkó tí ìkọ́ni sunkún mọ́. Ìyẹn kan wà lára ẹni yìí sunkún ni. He began to cry. Yéé, yéé, ó mà ṣe ó mà ṣàgbákò, kí ló wá ṣe bí láàárọ̀ yìí? Àwọn èèyàn ti try ẹ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀. I've been told people were checking me. He mentioned something. He said everything, several things. He mentioned secrets about the person's family that I never knew. Àṣírí àwọn ìdílé yẹn tó yẹ tó yìí tí ẹ mọ̀ rí, but you don't have to believe everything because these jinns, they are liars in most cases. They are liars in most cases. So after a while, about 1 hour, about 40 minutes, we were there. I started the ruqyah all over. He was just screaming in pain. Ó ń pariwo. Then later, I saw that it became weak. So I stopped because I was tired too. Later, the person now told me, the man told me, I asked him how he got to him. Then he got him inside him in the US and said, you should go and ask his father. He told me this. You should go and ask his father. So this, I knew he was involved. What is saying? That is why it was difficult for the jinn to go out. He even asked, you say I should go out. If I go out, from where do I go out? Where do I go? Let's go out from where you entered. I can't go out. If I go out, where will I go? You can go to Mecca. Yes, you can go to Mecca. We are not the only one that perform Umrah or Hajj. The jinn too do. So you can go to Mecca, nobody will be able to touch you there because he was afraid of his people that Tobalun Jade, who Funi on Dapo Jade. As well as they see we are calling, that is it. So we done Sonny pay tó bá yẹ pé àṣàsí ni ènìyàn wọ́n ṣe fún yàn example yẹn pọ̀ ìkẹ́nà wà bẹ́yẹn tí yẹn ti yẹ kéé yẹn mọ̀ pé agbára burúkú ń bẹ lára àwọn àlejànú ó jálẹ̀kùn wa níjọ́ náà ká tó change ọwọ́ lẹ̀kùn yẹn broke the door handle. Then the other one that spoke, I know that the jinn left the woman. Oh, Kariwo, hey. Later I know the jinn left. Because later the sister said, he rose up, Mommy, kill and Shendi. She didn't know anything that was going on. So what I'm saying is, we should be on our guard. Come and say, I was scared of Allah, come and say, I know. I want to know what. But I believe in Allah and winning. Bella Blue Pala and I want to know. What's the way to fit to Makobani? Follow my Janek and Babu. Then Tobawa Shelebe, tell you to a man, and your mother later Shelebo, who near Mother Lishebo, dance on a pair of small long but see Araya Diamond Kalile. You recite Surah to the Fatia, you recite to the Kursi, Aman or Rasul, then this ayat. فلما جاء وقال فرعون ائتوني بكل ساحر عليم from 79 Emma Kabenye Emma Atide 82 79 today 82 repeat here about be 81 here I repeat 81 here that you repeat 81 several times فلما قال موسى ما جئتم به سحر إن الله سيبطله Allah will destroy it إن الله سيبطله إن الله سيبطله إن الله سيبطله repeat here that tọ́lọ́mọ fún yín ní iman tọ́lọ́ sì fẹ́ fi ṣe kò ń gẹ́ ẹ máa rí kẹwàá ṣe ń repeat here ẹ máa weaken in there, be able to weaken the day in the gain, or if the sin has been done somewhere, be able to weaken it. May Allah protect us. So these surahs, the surah Qul Ya Ayyuhal Kafirun, Falaq, Nas, and Ikhlas, Alakatiya Mankani, Pentebama Pelu spiritual problem. Really, they're not possible, Larani, or you read it in water, the person drinks it, or you read it in water, like rain water, Zamzam water, the person uses it to rub his body, to bathe, or to sprinkle it in a particular place where that is suspected. And I think I'm mentioning Ilay, Ajadu Tolong, Colon Koda to Kodabu Benko, Colon Professor Sowa, Abuta Leri, Colon Kosowani Bell, Colomajanic and Babu, Ojoti Law, and the Biri Mani, Rombana Tina Hasana. وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
إن الإنسان ليطغى أن رآه استغنى إن إلى ربه